Hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the live stream. For those of you that are just joining me or joining me on the replay, hello. My name is Brianna. I am the Diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I'm glad you are here. Welcome to Desserts with the Diva. The Diva does not have her dessert because she already finished her dessert. I had Peeps for dessert. Why? Because I managed to leave them out long enough that they are perfection in terms of texture, which is awesome. And also, I only had carbs left to work with. So I have been enjoying Cadbury eggs, like first the Cadbury cream eggs, but now like the little Cadbury eggs, the things that I call my kryptonite. But since I don't have any fat left for the day, carbs it was. And what are Peeps? Straight sugar. So I had a generous serving of Peeps for dessert today, and kitchen is closed. So let me know. I have a yummy smoothie. Excellent. Love it. So I saw that the conversation has already started, but let me know what you are having for dessert this evening. We have Dozer, which I believe is Andy, right? If I'm not mistaken, from England. And Lissa is here. And I saw Kathy. Kathy's here. Rainy Chicago. You know, it's been rainy and gross here in Minnesota too. Although I was a little bit worried and yes, had some unnecessary anxiety over the fact that it was supposed, like on the forecast on my app, it said it was supposed to snow. And like the snow that we ended up getting was like, oh, it's like flurried glitter for a couple of hours. And like I thought it was going to be icy on the roads and I had to take. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you, Andy. Thank you. Um, the I thought I had to go out and take Gracie to the vet today, which more on that in a second. But it was fine. It was fine. I got all sorts of worked up for no reason. Rainy Chicago. Amberly has a smoothie. Didn't have dessert, wasn't feeling it. And you know what? That's totally okay. If you're not feeling dessert, there's no rule that says you have to have dessert. Jennifer's here. Hello. Good evening. Kodiak cake bowl for Kim. Delicious. Does it show that? Oh, it sure does. Thank you so much for that. A snow coming here tomorrow. Yuck. Yuck. Maybe it'll be what we got. Although I know there's some pretty heavy snow happening in Wisconsin, so maybe I dodged a bullet. Maybe I dodged a bullet. My friends. All right. So, topics of discussion this evening. I have things to tell you. Let's start with our highs and lows. Highs and lows. This is where you guys have the opportunity to share any highs of the week, anything that you want to celebrate, give yourself a pat on the back for, or something positive that you want to share, and or you can share your lows, which is what is the not best thing that happened to you this week, a struggle you're having, an event that happened, anything like that. Coffee at 1:03, right? Because it is not late at night by you. So for you to come to my live streams, you can absolutely enjoy a cup of coffee. I would encourage it. That's awesome. Not healthy. It's a tropical smoothie. Hey, man, it's delicious. That's what counts, right? Patricia, hello. Good to see you. And Bessie's here too. The chat is hopping today, my friends, and I'm so glad to see it. I'm so glad to see it. So highs and lows, and I have stories to accompany both of them. My high today is, or for this week, is I got my CPAP machine. And I got it yesterday, and it's technically an APAP machine, not a CPAP machine. So a CPAP machine is, for those of you who don't know, and a CPAP is the machine that you wear when you have sleep apnea and it keeps your airways open. It's a machine that you put the mask on your face and whatnot. I have an APAP machine, which means instead of the continuous the continuous air flowing at a constant pressure, mine adapts. So it's set at a lower pressure and it only increases the pressure if it needs to. So there's that. So yesterday was day one with that sucker. And did I do as well as I had hoped I would do with it? No, I did not. No, I did not. But it's a learning curve, and I know that it's a learning curve. So I actually ended up, the advice of the lady who was showing me how to use the thing, she is a CPAP user, an APAP user, and so she ended up telling me, she goes, the best thing I can tell you to do is go home and try it. Don't let the first time you try it be right before you go to sleep, because it will not go well for you. Give yourself an opportunity to sit with it while you're watching TV or poking at your phone or something like that to keep you distracted. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that that's exactly what I did yesterday. I set it up out in the living room, and while I was watching TV and while I was poking at my phone and playing with the dog, I had the Cpap on, and or the APAP. Wow, it is weird. It is weird. And so I have a mask that goes all the way around my nose. It looks like a mask like this, but it's only your nose. And what happens is the continuous air pressure comes through my nose, right? And as long as I keep my mouth closed, everything stays hunky dory. But the second I open my mouth, which when I'm sleeping and apnea happens and I go to snore, right? That's what happens. The pressure kicks up and forces you to close your mouth. That's how the thing works. So it's very, very weird. I can't really talk well when I have it on, which is fine. I don't necessarily need to, but it's a very strange sensation. So I sat with it for about an hour on the couch yesterday, just trying to get the feeling for it, because I suffer from sleep anxiety without any additional things to give me anxiety. This is a huge anxiety provoker for me, because I'm like, is it going to work? Am I going to be able to sleep? All of these things, right? So we put it on, we turn on the office in the bedroom last night. And so I'm like, let me kiss you goodnight now, because I'm going to put the mask on before I go to sleep while we're watching TV, so I have something to distract me. So I did that again, and I ultimately managed to doze off, I think, for about 90 minutes. 90 minutes before I ended up waking back up. And then I had to get up and like I took it off and like blew my nose, whatever. And then I put it back on after I actually got up to take Benadryl, because I forgot to take Benadryl, and that is what I was going to do. And tonight I'm going to take Benadryl early, because I just need a little extra something to help kick me into sleep, right? Because no amount of CBD is going to chill this brain out while I'm learning this thing. But I put it back on, and then I laid there for at least another hour or so, like kind of in a haze, but like definitely not asleep, like laying very, very still. But I was so focused on my breathing that it got to the point where like it got like not panic attack level, but like it got to the point where the more I thought about my breathing, the harder it felt like it was to breathe. Because the challenge that I'm finding is with the air coming in and inability to open your mouth, blowing out, exhaling against the air, there's resistance, right? And then it dawned on me in the middle of the night last night that like, hello, I've had asthma for years. My peak flow, which is the power that you blow with, is low. My peak flow has always been low, and I'm literally fighting against this thing that is fighting back. So ultimately at about 2:00, around 2:00, I took the thing off, and I was like, I'm going to call it for the night. It's fine. I got the 4 hours necessary. And so that's fine. And I was like, while it wasn't perfect, I still did what was required. They require you to wear it for at least 4 hours a night, 70% of the time is what they need for insurance to cover it. So I did my 4 hours, because sitting at the couch also counted towards the 4 hours. So I'm like, okay. And then today, what I realized is a couple of things have happened. My lungs have felt tired all day today. And also, I have felt much more high anxiety today. And I remembered the thing that ever since COVID started, the thing that causes me anxiety is tightness in my chest. Yesterday, I did chest day, and I killed chest day. And in hindsight, I should not have done that. It didn't even cross my mind that taxing these muscles was going to cause a feeling of constriction. And then I added a breathing device to my life yesterday. And so I felt, even though I was not restricted, where is it? Just for kicks and giggles, when I got up here this afternoon, or this morning, I guess it was, and I was still feeling like, oh my gosh, did I hurt my lungs? Because my lungs were so tired after doing that for just the 4 hours. I busted out my pulse ox meter, and I had 100% oxygen saturation. So I'm like, okay, breathing's not a problem. It's not actually an issue. And like, I need that kind of confirmation to be like, no, actually, you're okay. This is all in your head. It's fine. But oh my goodness, it just I'm much more mentally prepared for it tonight. I don't anticipate it necessarily going any better. We'll see. If I can manage to fall asleep, it'll be great. But at least I'm aware of what's happening. Oh, there's tightness in my chest. My muscles are sore. I'm increasing the pressure against my peak flow as I try to go out. So of course my lungs feel a little bit, but then also coming in, I'm getting more oxygen in. The weird thing, y'all, is once I took the thing off and I went to sleep like normal. Well, where's today? What day is today, y'all? Here we go. This is what my sleep cycle looked like. Dead to the world, and count them. 1, 2, 3 instances of snoring after I took the thing off. And usually what's a more normal there? That's more normal. You see all those sound waves down there at the bottom? That's normally what I sound like. I snore a lot of the night. So I was like, that's so weird that I wore the device for an extended period of time, but then it almost felt like it had an effect even after I was wearing it, which I thought was very strange. So there's that. And then my low isn't actually my low, but it's Gracie's low. Miss Gracie has like a yeast infection in her ears. That's what we took her to the vet for because she kept shaking her head. And we went in for an ear infection issue and we left with a prescription for Prozac. Yeah, my dog is officially on Prozac, y'all. If you laughed as I said that, I don't blame you. I laughed too. Like, it's so ridiculous, but it's also so sad that she needs that. But we're trying it out because we think a lot of her issues, including like the weirdness with her eating and like having like us having to be there, and like she's neurotic. She's absolutely neurotic. And the vet thinks that it's compounding small instances of stress that don't allow her to not feel stressed. So she's in a constant state of anxiety. Um, so there's that. Let's see. I've been feeling super dizzy, lightheaded, and anxious all day. Result of doing coffee and workout on an empty stomach. Yes. That's what it is. Yay me. I'm so excited to be off and able to come to the live and not the rerun. I am so glad you're here. Kim has no lows. I love it. Glad to hear it. I've been figuring out how to get little bursts of workouts in with the kids I nanny and creating some routines with them that will help me in my cut. I love it. I'm on a Cpap now. Yeah, I got so many messages yesterday when I asked for advice on the Cpap, and it was great. The community band together and gave me some really solid advice, like getting our 3-year-old to used to all 3 of us eating bars together. Hi, the house cleaner came today and my house looks so nice. I love that. Low, being a girl is sucky. Yeah. We all need a microwave bed. Ooh, yes. It takes a while. Yeah, and I got your messages, Rosie. I just haven't responded to them yet. But yeah, I know it takes a while, and it's encouraging to me that I was able to even last for as long as I did last night and actually kind of doze off, because I originally thought I wasn't even going to be able to doze off. So I will take the win, and I'm optimistic tonight. I'm going to take my meds, my CBD and everything earlier, so everything has a chance to like really kick in, and then I'm going to take Benadryl instead of having Benadryl as in let me fall back on it type of situation. And we'll see where it goes. Chest day is my favorite, but it often bumps up my anxiety. I tell you that like the day that I figured out that my chest workouts were the things that were causing the tightness in my chest was a whole new level, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not having a panic attack. I'm sore. Like, what? I'd have a panic attack because I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, and it was I won't say it wasn't anxiety provoking, because it definitely was. Um, but I'll learn. I will learn. That's what everyone says, is I will learn. It's also why I'm feeling panic. Doing more cardio intensive workout or pacing helps, but it gives my brain a reason for the shortness of the breath. Paulette is here. Good evening, my friends. I always laugh when I work at the pharmacy and a dog and its owner were on the same medications. Gracie and I have both been on trazodone. Prozac. Prozac is an antidepressant. And it's one of like it's the brand name. She's not on like brand name Prozac, but it's the same drug, just the generic brand. It's real inexpensive, but my dog is on an antidepressant. And she has an anti-anxiety medication, the same anti-anxiety medication that I take every single night. She takes that, and only when necessary though. And we discussed briefly like the daily thing, and she's like, I don't want to put her on trazodone daily. So we switched over to the Prozac. We're starting her with a real low dose tomorrow. And then after 8 days, we're going to up the dose a little bit. And we're going to see within 4 to 6 weeks if it makes a difference. If she's still completely neurotic and shows no behavior change, we'll take her off of it. But hopefully, 12 hours sleep in 30 minutes. Uh, hopefully it helps her become a little bit less psycho. Because not that the psycho's not funny, but like it's actually like for us, it's like laughing at her neuroses is one thing, but like if she's actually that anxious all the time, that's horrible for her. That's absolutely horrible for her. So I'm hoping it helps her. I'm hoping it helps her. I take trazodone every night. Me too. Me too. It was one of the best choices I've made. I'm so glad I asked my doctor for help. I'm so glad. And I also have Lexapro. That's another one. I have a prescription for lorazepam, which was the first anti-anxiety I was given, and that's for like specific PTSD related um no, it did not. My girl needs something a lot stronger. My lorazepam prescription is for specifically the driving in the rain and like the driving induced panic that I get because of my accident in the rain. And knock on wood, I haven't had to take that in a long time, a very long time, like over a year. I have not had to take that, which is great. I don't want to have to take that. But like the trouble sleeping, I was like, look, I told my PCP, I'm like, I'm having the darndest time getting to sleep. And it's and, like, because I have anxiety over falling asleep. And she's like, you know what? Let's just, you want to try some trazodone? It's non like habit forming. So like, if you want to stop it, you can stop it. Like, it's not a big deal if you take it or don't take it. But try it. It's super inexpensive. So I tried it and I got the best night's sleep the first night that I was on that. And I was like, what took me so long to ask for help? Honestly, what took me so long? Another thing that helps me when I'm feeling anxious is singing, because most of the time I can tell myself, if you can sing, then you can breathe. Love it. Bless her little heart. My poor girl. My cat takes the same anxiety meds as my 21-year-old son. Yeah, exactly. And what's funny, and it's not funny, it's actually so sad. But we were talking about availability of the meds. They always have trazodone in stock at the vet because I can use an online ordering system. But she said in our building, I can't keep Prozac in stock because so many animals are on it right now. So many animals are on it. And I was like, aren't they supposed to be the things bringing us joy into our lives and not the things that needing the antidepressants? And she said it's tied to a lot of people, a lot of pets with humans going back to work after working from home. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I used to be on lorazepam. Yep, I don't. It's supposed to make you tired. It did not. Thankfully, like I took it one day. I took a a double. You can take one or two in my situation. I took two while I was at my parents' house, and I was like, please tell me if I'm acting any different than normal. And I wasn't. It was fine. I had no energy issues, no anything. But technically, you're not supposed to drive when you're on that. And I literally have it for driving in the rain. Whoops. Susan, just joining. Worked late. My friends used a Cpap machine for 10 years. Does take a low dose of Ambien. The machine works wonders along with a low dose of Ambien. Yeah, I just need to find the magic thing that knocks me out. So I'm hoping that like I get nice and tired. I didn't get quite as much activity in as I wanted to today, which I was hoping to like max myself out. But tomorrow my husband is going back into the office again. So tomorrow I anticipate having a full day of stuff to do, and hopefully I'll be really tired tomorrow night. Here's hoping. Also been on Zola, Fulbutin, Lexapro. You've tried them all. I maxed out on anti-anxiety, depression, painkillers to just try to sleep. I know a lot of people that are like that. My cat is a rescue who was abused. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. That makes me so sad. Okay, so I have like things here. So I actually took to Instagram today, some of you might have seen, and asked for who wants topic, like what do you want me to talk about tonight? And I would love to hear from you. What do you want to talk about tonight? But I did put in the two things that came up. And the first one is this. Metabolism, specifically how to get it moving. Higher calories didn't achieve that goal. Oh, here's Kim with her high. There we go. My oldest son graduates from college. How exciting. That's right around the corner. Congratulations to him. None of the meds actually help. The machine doesn't boost my energy. It mostly reduces brain fog. One could argue that that is a boost of energy, right? Because like if you take away the fog, it's still like a boost of something productive, which is awesome. Which is awesome. I will say, for as crappy as I slept last night, because I was up, I didn't sleep half the night. I'm still going, and my energy, while I hit some lulls today, I hit worse lulls. Tuesday, I was real down and out with my energy. I literally like got up and I did the morning routine and I got downstairs and I worked out. That was yesterday. And I worked out and I got ready and I went to the appointment. And by the time I had gotten home from the appointment, it's like just I was hit with a ton of bricks. And I didn't do a whole lot the rest of the day. And I'm still kicking today. I'm still kicking. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired all day because my AFib is acting up. Yep. That'll do it. So, oh, here we go. It doesn't give me the massive boost. Yeah. And I also saw, so I've been poking at articles and Dr. Google, you can find something for anything, right? Because I also looked up like anxiety. I also woke up in the middle of the night and was kind of nauseous. So then I Googled CPAP and nausea. And I'm like, is this related? Is this not? Now that I think about it, it's probably more related to the fact that I upped my magnesium dosage last night and I probably should not have done that. So I'm not doing that tonight. I'm reverting back to my old dosage. But I found information about how a CPAP can, in fact, make you nauseous. Like you can find data for whatever you want. But one thing I saw today was the energy boost, because I also Googled like my lungs being sore. And before I managed to logic it out for myself. But one thing I found is that some people, like people will talk about how once they get more oxygen and your body gets used to it, like at first they go, oh my gosh, I have so much energy. And then after a couple of weeks, that energy actually like kind of tapers out into just a more normal feeling, but you don't feel like you have like that burst anymore. Like the burst is temporary is basically what they said. So it just sounds like everybody reacts differently. Some people have no energy boost. Some people have life-changing energy boosts. Like it just depends on the body. It depends on the body. So who knows? Time will tell. I do plan on documenting. So if you're here tonight, you'll see it again in a video. I do plan on documenting a couple of, because I like to share like the random things that happen in my life on YouTube. So I'm going to document like my first night with a CPAP, or I'm going to talk about it. I haven't actually filmed anything yet. And then like once I get it figured out, like a week in or 2 weeks in or something like that, do a couple of series of it, because like my random IUD videos, like they do so well. And I was just like, let me put my experience out there on the internet. It might help somebody. I'm going to do the same thing with the CPAP. So, 400 milligrams of magnesium. Yes. That's what I normally take. I upped it to 600 yesterday and I forgot, like I preset my pills and I added an extra magnesium. And I'm not going to do that because my tongue, like it was a rough night all in all. It was a rough night all in all, but you know what? It's fine. I'm optimistic. I'm feeling good. We'll see. I used to go to an oxygen bar. I've never done that. I have never done that. Should I add that to like my bucket list? I've never done that. I don't know that I've ever been on oxygen. Maybe post-op. Maybe post-op for one of my surgeries. I don't know. I feel like your goal is to get normal people level of energized. Yeah. Which might be baseline for a normal person. Yeah. No, I just need more than what I've got. I can do a lot with what I've got. I would like to have a little bit, like, I would like to have good days more consistently. If that can happen for me, then the thing has done its job. Right? Like, I don't need to be, it would make me feel like I'm Superwoman. But like, all I need, like, like how last Tuesday, and I vlogged last Tuesday when my husband went to the office and I was like, I got all of these things done and it was pretty much the best day ever. I want more days like that where I woke up and I just went. And I went until about 6 p.m. and then the rest of the night I sat. and it was fine, but like it was awesome. And so tomorrow is going to be like that, but different. Instead of a whole bunch of chores, I have a lot of videos to film. So it's going to be a heavy work day tomorrow. But the same thing, like if I get up and I get going and I just have the energy to do, go, 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 like that would be awesome. That would be awesome. What kind of magnesium? Regarding the Cpap, my son didn't experience the energy boost with it, but my sister had the life-changing energy. Didn't you say, Kim, that your son lost about 20 pounds though? I feel like you told me that. With the Cpap. When we wonder if the machine replicates the airflow with the airflow when you were awake. Yeah, I don't know. It's very, very possible. It's very possible because I definitely felt like when I took it off, I was like, my nasal passages were more open and I felt a little bit more open, like I had worked a little bit in here while I was sitting with it in my just on the couch. Glycinate. Yes. I just Now Foods. My magnesium glycinate was in stock on Amazon with Now Foods, and I just got a new bottle of that. That's the one I take too. Trazodone. It's making me try it, Rosie. What do you got to lose? You got nothing to lose. Give it a try while you're sitting there. And it might be even easier if you're sitting there like doing it while you're working at the computer. You're distracted, but you're breathing more properly and you're having assistance with all of that. Give it a try. Why not? See, that's awesome. That's super cool. And everyone's body has a different reaction. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it decided to kickstart my weight loss a little bit more. That would be awesome. 80 to 90% oxygen. Oh, wow. That sounds so fun. That sounds so fun. Okay. I have a quick singular thing to say about this. So the topic that came up was metabolism, specifically how to get it moving. Higher calories didn't achieve that goal. And I posted this on Instagram because I wanted to address the person, not directly. Their anonymity remained, but I wanted to make sure that they saw something. If the higher calories didn't achieve the goal, you didn't stay in higher calories long enough. Period. Hard stop. If you are serious about increasing your metabolism, you have to add more fuel to the fire. And the longer that you have been in a calorie deficit, the longer you have to be in maintenance mode. The longer you have to be. I did from the beginning of my reverse diet to the beginning of my cut was 8 months. I could have easily gone a year, and I probably should have gone a year. And like things are moving slowly, albeit very, very, very slowly, but they're moving. And I got my calories docked again this week, so I'm at an average of 1750 now, and which is fine. But the maintenance phase, the longer you are in a deficit. So if you're somebody that has been on Weight Watchers for years, if you tell me that you have been on Weight Watchers or healthy or eating 1200 calories, whatever it is, if you tell me years, then the answer for how long you should be in maintenance and higher calories to achieve a faster metabolism should also be years. Hear me. 3 months ain't gonna do it. 6 months ain't gonna do it. Maybe 8 to 12 months will do it, but like the longer, the better. Because remember this, when you're in maintenance, it doesn't mean that you can't have body composition change. You can still actively work towards and probably succeed even more at things like muscle growth and definition and building strength, which will change the composition and shape of your body while eating in maintenance calories and thus stoking your metabolism. So, first and foremost, essential is to stick it out. And just when you think you can't do it any longer, you go longer. That's how you stoke your metabolism, folks. You can't, if the fire is burning out, what do? Do you not give it more fuel? No, you ignite the sucker with more fuel, right? It's exactly how our metabolism works. A couple, of other things that you can do that helps minimally compared to the whole eat more food thing is build muscle, which again, you need more calories in order to build the muscle to begin with. And the thermogenic effect of food, meaning how many calories you burn to burn off what you've eaten, Again, very, very, very small, but like protein has a higher thermogenic effect of food than carbohydrates. So if you eat more protein, you eat more hard to digest foods, your body has to work harder and thus burn more calories in order to burn it off, which is technically a metabolism increase. So there are a couple of little things you can do, but you need to actually put fuel on the fire. So there's that, folks. But his lifestyle is working against any major benefits. Right. Yeah. Oxygen for after my lung collapsed. It was terrible migraine the entire time on oxygen. Oh my. Oh my. Last cut ended on April 4th, and my next card starts Monday. Well, we'll see how you do. That's awesome. Add an oxygen bar, you're only on a 20 minutes. So it's like I get a boost, my brain like opened up. Oh man. I kind of want to do it. Isn't metabolism also about how often you eat and what kind of foods you eat, as well as you exercise after heavy calories, etc.? It's. I don't know that I'd necessarily call that metabolism per se. First of all, it is debunked that the like eating more frequently thing boosts your metabolism. That is a lie. That is not real, not factual. And actually, if you want to be in fat burning mode, it is advised that you actually eat less frequently. And here's why. I've just finished the obesity code. I'm rereading, and by rereading, I mean I'm listening to Body Love, and everything is focused on insulin and insulin being the problem. And so with that, blood sugar is obviously the thing, right? And put real plainly, real layman's terms here, when you put food in your body stops everything else that it's doing in order to go to work digesting that food and figuring out where all of those nutrients and macros and everything have to go, right? So knowing that everything stops, that means also its efforts to burn fat stop when you put food in your mouth, because it's like, oh, can't focus on that right now because we got to go over here and do this thing, right? When your body is responding to that and everything, your blood sugar goes up, it decides how much insulin you need, blah, 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 blah. And eventually your blood sugar comes back down, right? The fat burning, it goes back into, okay, job done mode once your blood sugar comes back down. And then it can sink into fat burning mode in terms of blood sugar levels and insulin levels if there's enough space in between your meals. But the problem is most people are doing this. Oh, blood sugar goes up. Oh, we're going to snack here. Oh, I need another snack. Oh, here's lunch. You see what I'm saying? And this is really hard to do with the mirror image. But because we keep snacking, our body never stops digesting. And that's literally the only thing that it gets to focus on because you're constantly feeding it. So while in your mind, it might make sense for like the 6 small meals a day thing to actually help you in terms of weight loss and fat burning. That's not necessarily true. Which is why I've started doing 3 meals a day and a snack in the afternoon if necessary. But and I've even closed the window. Like as soon as I'm done eating dinner now, I eat my dessert so I can be done. So it's not here's dinner, here's dessert. And I mean, that paired with the Fab Four smoothie and all of those other things, like I'm down 1.6 in 2 days. And I know like weight it's not fat, but still like it's kind of fascinating. As I'm in the middle of my Fab Four smoothie experiment, which has also been keeping me wicked full in the morning, wicked full. So just something worth thinking about. Ultimately, our metabolism is determined by how many calories it gets overall, because our body likes to adjust. Our body will adjust. Our body craves homeostasis, which means that if you decide that you're going to dramatically cut calories, your body's going to sit there and like after, a couple of days of it or a couple of weeks of it, your body's like, all right, I'll burn some fat, make up for it. It's fine. No biggie. But if you keep going, your body goes, evidently this is the new normal. Apparently I have to slow down to accommodate this, because your body doesn't necessarily want to lose weight. It wants to stay in homeostasis. It wants to stay at your happy place. And so if you're trying to lose weight, especially when you're leaner and you don't have that much to lose, your body's going to go, no, let me just turn down the heat. And on the flip side, if you start feeding your body regularly more food, will you gain some weight? Yes, you will. But eventually your body's going to go, wait a minute, you're giving me a whole lot of food. I better turn it up to try and help maintain all of the, what we're doing. And so the result is the fire burns faster and harder and brighter because you're feeding it more food consistently. So your body adapts. Your body adapts. So that's, again, real layman's terms, how that works. The exactly 1 year. Yeah, that's really cool. Great idea to share about your CPAP. Why do you have a CPAP? I missed it. Oh, sleep apnea. I have obstructive sleep apnea. Moderate intensity. There was a scale of like none, light, medium, and heavy. And I was right in the middle of that moderate level. It stopped breathing an average of 17 times an hour, which if you put that over 8 hours of sleep, that's a lot of time. And I've had it for years. I've always been a chronic snorer. Just ask my parents, my sisters, my college roommate, or my husband. Totally normal for me. And I finally decided to be an adult and actually like get the sleep study done and all that jazz. So here I am with my APAP machine. And we're on night 2. We're on night 2 tonight. Meaning that I don't foresee any issues with how my body responds to the cut. Issues likely going to be user error. According to my doctor, I'm a type 2 diabetic. However, I've never felt any difference. Never felt any difference with what? I'm like going to do 3 meals and 1 snack, but my snack will be a protein bar with my coffee in the morning. Though there may be days when I need a snack in between meals. Yeah, and it totally depends. There are days, and like right now, I'm working with my body, and my body seems to be adapting to what I want it to do. Because at the beginning of my cut, I was 3 meals a day for a while, and then I immediately had to switch to snacking because I was hungry so much more frequently. And then out of nowhere, that stopped. So like the last 2 weeks, I have not been hungry at all. And so I'm using that to my advantage, basically, is what I'm doing. Yesterday, I woke up ravenous. So I tracked it as my snack, but my first meal was actually a healthy eating on the go bar first thing in the morning, 7 a.m. But then I didn't have my smoothie until like 10:30. And so like I've been spacing things out in such a way that it allows my body, and of course, obviously, the composition of your meals and stuff matter too. If you eat something that is solely carbohydrates, your blood sugar is going to spike a whole lot higher and then come crashing down, as opposed to when you mix the macros together and you have the if you have the protein and the fat and all that to balance it out, which is why Fab Four smoothie is such a great idea. So obviously that plays a role, and arguably a more important role in blood sugar balance. It is more important that you eat balanced things even if you have to eat more frequently, right? Like I'm not telling you that like if you're ravenous and you need a snack once or twice a day, fine. Do that. Just compose them well. Like the composition of your food over the period of a day is more important than the timing of them, but the timing could be like a different level of adding to the this little thing here, this little thing here, it all adds up. So it's just one little building block in the Jenga tower. But it is a building block nonetheless. He cannot sleep without a CPAP. Oh, I hear once you get used to it, a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't. Just breathe deeply, and I had 60 plus times an hour. Interesting. I've never felt the difference between or otherwise. My mother-in-law was like 70. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I got a couple messages from that yesterday too, of like people way up there. Like that's super severe. Now, to be fair, it was 17 times an hour for me at the home test. And the home test, I've heard, often underestimates. So there is a chance that I could be really close to the severe sleep apnea thing. Either way, I got me a machine, so we're gonna see what happens. The machine recorded 0 events last night, but I also wasn't really asleep for most of the mask wearing time. So I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. So you need to eat when you can eat as opposed to on a strict schedule. Period. End it. Don't overthink it. It's fine. I get headaches if I miss more than a couple days. So interesting. It's funny because I have a headache right now, but I think chest day is my nemesis. I think chest day jacks up the muscles in my neck. because I overcompensate, even though I try very, 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 very hard not to. The reality is chest and tricep day is my biggest deficit muscularly. And I think no matter how hard I freaking try, because I have such a deficit, I cannot do chest presses and stuff appropriately, or flies or anything like that. Like I really should be back on the machines for those to have guided help. It's a problem. Sidebar. My friends who love some Lift 4, Joel's new program is literally called Lift More. It is Lift 4 2.0, and your girl's real excited about it. Real excited about it. So, the other topic that came up on Instagram is goals. People want to talk about goals, but of course, I'm not sure what about goals they didn't specify. Yeah, you just got to do it though. You just got to it's one of those like, and I know it's easier said than done, but like just simplify. In oh, what's the book? The Lazy Genius. It's like a decide once type of thing, right? Like you just have to be like, well, when I'm hungry, I'll eat. There's another thing that you could try and do: eat when you're hungry. Imagine that. Put that under like the list of most basic underrated weight loss tips ever. Tip number 1: eat when you're hungry, and don't eat if you're not hungry. So basic, right? Literally how we were bred. Like that's biologically how we're built. Eat when you're hungry, don't eat when you're not hungry. And there are a lot of people that don't do that. That's what I mean by not overthinking it. Maybe Q2 goals. So those are happening. It's guys, Q2 starts on Friday. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened. I'm hashing out my Q2 goals. That is what I'm filming tomorrow. April goals, Q2 goals, all of those things are getting filmed tomorrow. Because I'm gonna put it out there. I'm doing Veda this year, which is vlogging every day in April. Now, thought I had to burp. Sorry. I thought that, well, there's a couple things. My goal is to get a video up every day in April. So there won't be one up tomorrow because I'm going to be putting one up on Friday. But with that, I was just informed today that roof repairs are starting. Roof repairs that I didn't even know were coming are starting on our house in the middle of this, or on in our subdivision this month. Yay, HOAs. And so potentially there's going to be so much noise that there's going to be a period of time where I can't film. I'm going to try to work ahead of that and see what I can do, but it's going to be a combination of vlogging and informational videos. But the goal is a video every day in April. Veda, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm pumped about it. And so Q2 goals are going to be one of those videos. My goal, sail more. Ooh, how lovely. How lovely. My Q2 doesn't start till Monday. Kim and her emoji. Is that a fire? What is it supposed to be? Oh, it's a sailboat. Oh, good heavens. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. They didn't specify what about goals. I am changing up one of my goals. Revamping it, if you will. I'm expanding on it and turning it into something that I'm even more excited about. Keeping the old goal as part of the new goal, but the new goal is even broader, and I'm excited about it. So there's that, and I am breaking down, in theory. Where are those? I don't know where they are. They're around here somewhere. I have my mini goal 1 and the starting step things. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have to sneeze and it is not coming. Oh, isn't that the worst when it's like right there and it's intrusive enough that it's like stopping me from talking, but it won't just come out? Oh, holy moly. I was at the vet today, so allergies abound. Excited the Miracle Morning thing. Yeah, the Miracle Morning thing. I've been doing most of it. I keep flipping back and forth. So I'm doing the miracle morning, but I keep switching the order in which I do the things. And so like the last 2 days I have read first thing before coming up here and doing the other thing. Like I'll read and I'll do the silence and I'll even do like the affirmation and visualization stuff sitting in my recliner. And then I come up here for the journaling, and then I like the exercise is the last thing I do because like that's my transition out of my morning routine is the exercise. So how would you create appropriate goals for health and fitness? For myself personally, for Q2, or just in general? Myself, my health and fitness goals for Q2 involve literally a health emphasis because my fat loss phase is happening. Like I don't even need to necessarily focus on it. So I'm focusing on other things that I can add to a health goal. To a health goal. So for example, I can't remember exactly my verbiage of what I'm doing, but I started iodine supplementation, and so I'm working with that. And I just actually got these seed cycling supplements, which they're literally just the seed. Like, have you heard of seed cycling? It's another cycle syncing type thing. Specific seeds deliver specific nutrients that are good for specific times in your cycle. There's a company called Funkit, Funk, Funkit, that has seed blends that are already ground for the first half of your cycle and the second half of your cycle. And I saw that, and I saw someone with a discount code, and I said, screw it. And I ordered a 3-month supply because I'm making smoothies and stuff anyway. So I can just dump them into my smoothie, and it's great. Although tonight, because the package came today, I added it to my dinner tonight. So there's that. Oh, how would you guide someone through creating quarterly goals? That's a good conversation. In real super quick terms, as not a goal setting professional, but a goal setting enthusiast, if you will. You want a goal setting professional, you go see Lakin, the upholder with all the goal setting things. But I am a goal setting enthusiast, and how I do it is you got to stop. First thing you got to do is you got to stop and think about where you are in this season, because where you are in this season and where you are in Q4 might be completely different. And so you have to first look at your I'm holding them up like it's like they're right here, guys. My goals are right here, which is why I keep gesturing right here. You look at your goals and you go, okay, what is one thing? What is the primary focus? And I've been doing like topically focused things. What is the primary focus of any given goal that you have for this quarter? Just this quarter. You don't have to worry about the end game down the road. Just this quarter, where you are in your season right now, what would be the best thing for you? So for me, let's I don't even have a good example. Oh, yeah, I do. My goal of creating a life-giving home, right? For the spring season, the entire focus of my spring life-giving home thing is spring cleaning. That is the one focus that I have. And then within spring cleaning, you break it down a little bit further. But like that's the goal for Q2. I'm not gonna be doing spring cleaning in Q3 or Q4. It's a Q2 specific thing, right? Same with like I don't even remember what I said for marriage goals. I think it was like fun and flirty is my marriage goal, like my marriage topic. And so what can I do to infuse fun and infuse flirt back into? We still have some of it, but like it's always more fun. We've finally started going out and doing things on dates. We did an adventure book date just this past weekend, and we ended up in a Michael's having to buy craft supplies and acrylic paints, and oh my gosh, it was so fun. Like we're finally starting to do things again. And so like I want to infuse more of that. I want to make sure that now that the weather's getting nice, like we are actively working towards, because he's stressed out about a bunch of things and I like to stress myself out about everything. So like I want to make sure that there's a focus on, hey, we're best friends and we love each other, but like we also have fun together, you know? So like that's the focus for spring, right? And like I said, with my fat loss phase, my focus is actually health and like expanding on my general overall holistic health instead of just fat loss, because fat loss is we're working towards that. And it's just kind of on autopilot right now. Like I managed to meet my macros almost perfectly without even trying today. So like, it's just wait to see what the scale does and be a little bit better about my water, be a little bit better about my steps, all that. But that's kind of how I did all of my goals, is like, what's the one What's the one thing, the one focus? And my word, spoiler alert for you guys, my word of the quarter is bloom. Bloom like a flower, because spring. And it feels fitting for like the big goal change that I'm making and things like that. But I don't want to spoil all of the things. I do exercise last. My biggest Q2 focus. My cut is my, yeah, right. And so for you, that's an absolutely great thing to focus on for Q2. Fully qualified to sail a 21-foot boat in a 4-6 open water. That is awesome. I don't even know what half of that means, but that is awesome. Da-da-da. You are so in tune with your body. We should all strive to do the same thing. I'm trying to start this. Okay, so this is new. This is new for me. I really truly started to get in tune with my body, which I will give credit to the cycle syncing, the flow living, Alicia Vitti cycle syncing. But some of you might remember when I started my cut in 2021 in February and how it failed epically and how I started to notice, because I was getting so frustrated but I started to notice things like my weight went up after my period instead of down like it was supposed to, like stupid stuff. So I Googled like what, why is this happening? What, like weight gain after period, whatever. And I stumbled across the term estrogen dominance. And big signs of estrogen dominance are inability to lose weight, get heavy weight gain during your period, hormonal acne. Y'all remember what I looked like without makeup? So all of these things made me go, whoa, maybe the problem is deeper than like calories. The problem has got to be deeper than calories. And so I turned to Kelly LeVeque, the author of Body Love, because I remember her talking about hormones. So I'm like, I went to her podcast and I'm like, she's got to have somebody on here that talks about like hormones and stuff. And I'm like, I'm just curious from a nutritionist perspective, what sort of hormone things are on there. And that is how I found Alicia Vitti. And I listened to her stuff and I was like, this makes so much sense, that I immediately got the books. And I remember I was in Florida. We were in Florida for 4 months. When I was starting this, I sat curled up on that couch and read for like 4 or 5 days straight. I plowed through those books and absorbed all the information, and little by little have started to apply these things. And in an effort to do that and learning all of the things, I'm literally reading Woman Code again. That is the book that I'm reading every morning. So like all of that action is what has gotten me here. It has been just over a year of me being truly in tune with my body and trying to actively listen to what my body is telling me and all of those things. Like full credit goes to that experience of the failed cut last year. Full credit goes to that experience. But now that I'm doing that, and this is why I want to dive into cycle syncing even more in Q2, because that is a layer that I can add on to my fat loss phase. I want to do even more and make sure all the hormones are balanced and the endocrine system is, and like I'm being reminded of all of the other things that can change or can improve when you start to implement the right things. And it's just fascinating. But the more I learn about the body, the more I pay attention to mine. Like what is causing my headache? What me having to talk myself out of, oh my gosh, it's not that you can't breathe, it's that you worked out. It's all of those things, the different periods of my cycle in terms of productivity and how that makes a difference. Like it's once you get in tune with your body, it's one of the best gifts you can give yourself, truly, is to figure out your body. And I'm still a work in progress trying to figure out this hotness. But I'm learning. And the more that I learn and the more that I experiment and find out what works and what doesn't, the more empowered I feel, which is awesome. I've added journaling to my morning routine, but I haven't gotten all the miracle morning things incorporated yet. Disappeared in less than 12 hours. Both times you did it. You did it twice. Mine disappeared overnight. I put it on like in the afternoon and it was just, I didn't do it like officially like you did, but I did like a drop and I just like rubbed it in and stained my skin, and it took way less than 24 hours for mine to disappear. I'm going to write down some goals for April and summer also. Absolutely. I believe that everybody should have goals and something to work for, especially something that they want, you know. We got a cheap tincture of iodine to do a test. A kelp supplement. Okay. Very good. Y'all, we made it to 7:55. How did we do that? So let's do, here we go. We got a couple minutes left. Does anybody have any questions for me? Excuse me while I take a breather. Y'all got me talking today. Whew. I still have to sneeze. Oh, come on. I like drops better. Yeah, I made a list of all of the different supplements and stuff that I've been taking, and I was like, something has got to give. I feel like this might be overkill. All of the pills that I'm taking. I feel like it's overkill. I don't know, y'all. For postmenopausal deal with better weight loss, the same thing I recommend that non-postmenopausal women do. It's all about the types of food you eat, calorie deficit, the basic steps, right? Get your biofeedback in check, your energy. Are you sleeping enough? That is crucial. That is an underrated element of weight loss that nobody considers, right? So there's that. Make sure you're sleeping enough. Make sure you're getting at least half of your body weight in ounces of water. Make sure you're eating enough protein. I am willing to bet that you need to be eating at least 100 grams of protein. I would bet money on that. If I were to run your macros or something, I can bet money that your number would be over 100 grams of protein. So make sure you're eating protein. Make sure you're eating whole foods. Make sure you're eating nutritious things. And yeah, a dessert and a treat every once in a while. But like really, what you eat matters. They're actually starting to debunk the whole postmenopausal women have a harder time losing weight. They're actually starting to see that your metabolism doesn't slow down as much as we think it does when we are postmenopausal. Later in life, more so, but like immediately, like women like to think that like once they hit menopause, their life is over and metabolism shuts down, and they're starting to find out that is not the case. So treat it as you would if you were not postmenopausal. But this also begs the question again, back to what we were talking about before with metabolism. How long have you been dieting? And is the right thing to continue to be in a deficit, or is the right thing to actually consider reverse dieting and hanging out in maintenance instead? That's the thing. It's the thing that no one ever wants to actually like admit or do. What is iodine used for? Please, I've just started taking iodine, so I am in no means an expert. I recommend the book The Iodine Crisis, but it is really good for things like thyroid health, and if for women, well, maybe for men too. I don't actually know, but breast health. It's supposed to be really big for breast health, fibroids, and things like that. And there's just been a lot of research done on it where iodine has actually been condemned, and people think it's like this horrible thing when actually our bodies need iodine, and we actually have a lot of environmental components that are binding to iodine receptors with a different chemical called bromine element called bromine, and it's causing problems. It's causing problems that we don't realize are there because we're so focused on no iodine in our stuff that we don't realize that iodine's not the problem. And that's really putting it in layman's terms. Like I said, I just started taking it, and I will keep you guys posted as I increase my dosage over time. Super upping my supplement intake in the near future. Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm going too hard, but also I have a reason to be taking everything. So I don't know, my friends. I don't know. All right. This was good. This was fun. I'm making sure I got to everything that I meant to get to, and I think I did. Phew, y'all. My goodness. All right, friends. So, a couple of housekeeping things. First, Patreon members, we have a goal setting chat tomorrow night. I will post the the Zoom link to that later tomorrow. And what day was it? No, it's not for a while. I guess I don't have to do the housekeeping thing yet. Come end of April, we might have to either move or skip a week of Desserts with the Diva. But that's not for like literally 4 or 5 weeks. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't have any housekeeping things for you. So make sure you're ready. Gear up for Veda because I need you to come over to my channel and visit me every day and watch whatever crazy content I end up putting out. We'll see. I have a plan. We'll see if I stick to the plan. I have like pink post-it notes on my little content calendar. I have a plan. We'll see. Oh, did you? Wait, are those the ones that are not the cycle syncing supplements, but the other ones? The other ones, right? Well, good. I hope you enjoy them. You'll have to let me know. I do use the Flow Living supplements. All right, friends, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for hanging out. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will talk to you guys same place next Wednesday. Take care, friends.